Hey everybody, I bet you're wondering where we've been for the last few weeks. Haven't had any real new automotive content since the Challenger a few weeks ago. But let's step inside the shop and have a little chat. Well, the basic answer is we've been very busy, both with life, with things outside of YouTube, and June and July have pretty much been a blur. We've gotten to take some pretty cool family trips. One of them, my wife and I, you'll see coming up very soon, a trip to the Great Western facility out in Grand Junction, Colorado. We've been doing other things. We've had a couple of really bad rainstorms here, washed out our driveway, flooding, required some time there. And of course, I've got a real job. I've got family responsibilities and other things that I can't devote every waking moment to YouTube as much as I'd like to. Anyways, the big announcement is we aren't going anywhere. No. But behind me is the big abandoned RV, and behind that is even more stuff. But what the important thing is what's behind you. Let me spin the camera around. We now have a fully insulated shop. So that's been kind of the big pressing issue, not really pressing issue, but been the big kind of time constraint I've had figuring out when the contractors could come out and do our spray foam. So I really didn't want to get too far into projects that would need to be moved out, moved in, or somehow unable to be moved on their own wheels or own power to get in and out. That's why I put the rear end back in the Challenger a few weeks ago, so that at least rolls around on rear wheels and can get pushed around the shop. Everything else in here runs and drives, but it was a lot of work to coordinate with the vendor, the weather, the temperatures, and to get everything moved around. So the last week and a half, that's what I've been doing, and I'm still not done in here yet. There's still more organization to be done, but we need to get back working on projects. So that being said, it's gonna give me year-round access to work down here now versus just, May-ish until September, October-ish down here. And trying to do paint work is gonna be infinitely better now because, well, it's 80 degrees in here, sure. We've got a dehumidifier running, a little small for the space, but it's very comfortable in here now, about 50% humidity. And outside it is the mid 80s and has been for the last week or so since this place was insulated. It's been very tolerable, very comfortable to be in here, trying to get everything rearranged both for our shop stuff and our own personal things like lawn tools, hoses, tack room, fuel cans, all that stuff. So I'm trying to put some effort into organizing versus just shoveling everything back in here and having a mess to work with. So that brings us back to the abandoned RV. We have a few things to work on. Mainly, well, first, brakes. When trying to fix the brakes a few weeks ago, well, I did this. I managed to break off the brake pedal when trying to drive out a frozen pin for the brake assembly. So, try to move a 28,000 pound RV without brakes or having to stand on the little air valve. That's not very much fun, especially in confined spaces. So I have that to remove from the RV, find the replacement pedal assembly and air valve assembly because the whole thing just sheared off. I've got the power steering line to replace on that. I have the front passenger airbag to replace, and then it's gonna be back to pretty much drivable with the exception of, the massively leaking roof. But at least that's gonna give us some ability to move that more easily and work on more things. I'm putting together a punch list of everything to do on it. I'd like, before the snow flies, to be able to pull off the air conditioners from the roof, store those somewhere, And then I'm gonna have access in here, remember, year round now, to work on this, and I'm gonna slot it over, I think, on the other end of the shop where our fifth wheel currently is. And that's gonna give me the ability to keep working on that and have the most use of space, because remember, where the camper is now, I'm supposed to put 20 bales of hay in a Bobcat for the winter. Currently, I don't have space for that. So that's what's up with that. Eventually, once we get the couple of mechanical things fixed, it's gonna get a price tag on it. And if somebody wants it for a project, go from where I've taken it, excellent. Otherwise, I'm gonna tear into the roof and the price is gonna go up with the more work I do. So there's that. The Challenger still needs an engine. That's in the garage. But the rear end is on. The next step for this is going to be getting the engine bay finished up, painted so I can put our front end assembly, our K-member, our new Dr. Diff brake, disc brake set on there, and our other two rollers from Gunny Wheels. Then we can start working on the final body work and get that ready for paint. The inside's pretty much ready for paint. I could do that anytime I wanted, but I want to try and do as much of it as possible at the same time. But we're probably 85% with the body work outside. So that's going to be another awesome project to be able to work on over the winter because, well, I'm going to have heat in here. So we put in the heat last year, if you don't remember. We've got in-floor heat, and keeping that at 55, 60 degrees to keep everything warm is going to be awesome. If I'm going to come down here and paint for a weekend, crank it up a couple of days early, have that nice warm ambient temperature. I did that over a forced air system or radiant heat because, well, heat goes up, and forced air, you've got a lot of fans, or a lot of noise from the blower and stuff, and that's a large cubic volume for forced air. With the in-floor heat, all the heat's on the ground where I'm gonna be working, and it raises up. Eventually we'll probably try and find one of those big ass fans, you know, the brand, and hang those up in the ceiling. But for now, it is what it is, and hopefully it's gonna be good. The pickup, that is running. I know you saw me earlier trying to work on why it wasn't running. I redid the parts that were done a couple of years ago by a different shop, and while that helped fix the problem, that wasn't the ending issue. Ended up sending it to a dealer because it was over 100 degrees in here, and I can't work in those conditions. It runs now. Just needs a little bit of TLC. We've got a couple more trips planned for the family this fall and yet summer, and hopefully it keeps running for us. 150,000 miles, 20 years old now, and other than that issue with the fitting and with the STC fitting, this thing has been pretty good. Nothing out of the ordinary really. So hopefully that keeps on for a couple more years. The Mustang. That's got to go. Too many cars, and honestly, I don't fit in it that well. With the rake of the windshield and where I sit, it's just not comfortable. I almost smack my head every time I get in and out. It was a fun car. The family enjoyed it, but we've got the Audi now. So again, this is going to be going down the road. If you are interested, let me know. Clean title, no accidents, nothing goofy, not modded. You know, stock, 1998 Mustang convertible. Behind me here is my cousin's old hot rod. That is going back to his house this fall. He's in the process of building his own garage or shop at his place, so that's going to be awesome for him to have space to store and work on his projects in the wintertime. Behind me is the 52. Yes, the most neglected project we have, and that's back there now because eventually this thing will move and I'll have space for it to move forward. But that is going to come when time and funds allow. We spent a good bit of money putting the insulation in here, so my personal projects are going to have to wait. The A4 convertible, that's sticking around. This has been a fun family car. We've gone on a handful of trips with it around the area. Downside is the easy way out of our area. The bridge is closed, so you have to go long detour or take a couple of miles of dirt to get out to the asphalt. I'm not going on dirt, and I often don't leave soon enough to take the back way. But as soon as that's done, we're going to get back to driving this. We've probably put, I don't know, 500-600 miles on it. this summer so far. I'm on I think my third tank of fuel, so this has been a good addition to the family. The wife enjoys it, the kids enjoy it, I enjoy the heck out of it, and probably I'll pick up a different set of wheels and tires this fall. The gentleman that had the Audi I redid paintwork on this winter, he's got a set of wheels for me that he no longer has a use for, so I'll probably do that. These are curb rashed and date coated out and not matching. So that's where this is gonna hang for a while. I got moving stuff around in here. I got a nice way to get this in and out without having to move the motorhome, because if I spin you around, whoop, I don't have a lot of room to get things in and out of this door right now. If I had brakes in the motorhome, I could move it up probably another 3.5 feet, and that would help. But I could get the Audi out. I still can't get the pickup out. So anyways, we're doing the best we can with what we've got. I went ahead and organized all of my stuff over here, you know, fuel cans, all the automotive stuff. I've got an entire hoard of Super Clean products here. So that's awesome. Thank you, Super Clean, for being a supporter of the automotive creator space. And I got one more car here somewhere to go take a look at. Yep, the Triumph. It again, personal project, is gonna sit back here until I have time. It does run, it does drive just fine. It just needs a new frame. So if I wanna turn the key and go with a jump pack, that happens because, well, the battery's old and crappy. But it does run, it does drive, and it moved around quite a bit in the last few weeks to get this thing juggled around and insulated. So that also works. So one of my things I really wanted to do was try and get more organized down here. And one of my big goals was bringing this toolbox out of the garage down here to the shop. And I got a replacement toolbox, which I'll get into more later on, probably just on Instagram. The little toolbox and the significance of that toolbox. But now that we have the space to work year round, tools, automotive stuff is all gonna come down here so that the garage can be a proper family garage and not inundated with paint supplies, drop cloths, jacks, jack stands, toolboxes, welders, air compressors, and everything like that. We're gonna convert that back to a regular, general garage that most people have at home. We can still do oil changes up there, but I'm not gonna be tearing out engines, transmissions, painting. Wife will be very happy I'm not painting up there anymore, so that's a bonus. I'm trying to work stuff around, figuring out how these toolboxes are gonna best fit in the space and be accessible. I've got the welder over here, then the painting stuff. My 3 roller chest, I'm still trying to figure out, you know, as I move along, how things are gonna fit best. Over here to the side, as you've seen before, I have a bunch of my other supplies. Oh look, more Super Clean. Painting supplies, random stuff, nuts, bolts, supplies for the paint booth. It'd be really great to get a lever rack system in here. I don't have that in the budget right now, so unless Lever Rack would like to, you know, sponsor me, that'd be awesome. But otherwise, over here to the left is the rest of the Challenger parts that go on the Challenger. We've got our new or rebuilt K member here, new front end parts, new pretty much everything, bushings, hardware, all the stuff for the interior. A lot of this stuff won't be reused. The dash wheel, we've got a new dash pad, a dash face down in the basement actually, just for safekeeping out of the elements when this place was not heated. So that's gonna be great to start working on that again. The seats are all up here. There's parts for the 52 above my head as well. So there's just stuff everywhere. And as we go through, like I said, I'm gonna try and find the best way to make the space most usable for me. So we thinned out another dumpster load of stuff, and we just redid the floor a year ago. So clearly there's stuff that comes in and should go right back out and never does. And now it's gone. So that's where we're at. I just wanted to give you guys all an update of where we're at. We're not going anywhere, we haven't gone anywhere, but life has been busy, and I also acquired another business in July and in June. So I've been really busy with that. totally different line of business than automotive stuff, but acquired that business. You know, end of May, June was very busy, at the end of July, getting everything transferred over to me. So that's taken up a lot of time as well. So that's where I've been. So thank you for sticking around. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button below, because we are going to be getting back into our content. I'd like to get back into weekly content. We'll see. For now, I'm going to strive to get back to bi-weekly on Saturday mornings, as we have been for the last couple of years. I tried for every Saturday for a while, and it was a lot of work with, like I said, family, 2 young kids, another career job, and just taking care of the property and trying to have a life. So I'm trying to get a little better balance going into the last half of 2025 here. But hopefully you'll stick with me, keep watching the content, and as always, drop your comments below. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you all in the next video. And I don't know if it's going to be the Challenger or the motorhome. I'm thinking we're going to look at some of the motorhome things quick, just so that's more easily able to be moved in and out of the shop safely. So until the next video, we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.